it's 8:02. I looked up and it was 8 o'clock. All right, my apologies. My bad. But here we are. And it is Coffee Talk on a Wednesday morning, January the 31st. Listen, it is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful outside. Live, look on our Tower Cam network taking us over to Daytona Beach. I mean, seriously. Oh, man, how pretty that is. The sun is shining bright. It's going to be a beautiful, beautiful day. Good morning to you, my friends. Thanks for hanging out with us this morning. Let's get our day started off on the right note. Nothing to see, obviously, on our first warning live Doppler radar. Temperature's up just a little bit from earlier. We're at 50 degrees in Orlando. We were in the 40s just a little bit ago. And as a matter of fact, I think we're probably still in the 40s at my house. See, I can check that now. I have my weather station is back. Hold on. Not that this matters for any of you. 49.5 at my house right now. Today's low temperature was 48 at my house. Anyway, 43 currently in Ocala. It's 48 degrees Daytona Beach. We're at 50 degrees in Melbourne. So looking good in the neighborhood, and not just this morning, through the day. Look at these temperatures. 64, 11 o'clock, 69 degrees by 1 p.m. We're into the lower 70s this afternoon. Partly cloudy skies. It's going to be a little fresh. It's going to be a little fresh of a wind. This is interesting. Okay, all right, there's that. All right. Yeah, it's going to be a little fresh breeze, west-northwest, 20, 25 miles an hour. It's going to be a great day, my friends. So make sure to get out and enjoy just a little bit. 71 degrees in the city, 71 degrees in Claremont. Head north and west, the breeze will cool us down just a little bit, 68, 69 degrees. Today, yes, it is just a little bit warmer, but there is a change. Notice on our satellite and radar composite, there you go. Little frontal boundary sneaking into our northern areas, and that's going to just kind of reiterate this great weather for the next couple of days. So, take a look at the forecast for us next couple of days. Today, 70s. Tomorrow drops into the 60s, thanks to that front. And then we'll start to come up Friday into Saturday, kind of, because this is a very, very weak front. So there you are, my friends. Temperatures kind of in the ballpark of averages. Today, 71 in Orlando, averages 73. And being that it's the last day of January, I do think that it's a pretty good idea to look ahead to the month of February, because that average high has gone up. We were at 72, now it's 73. So there you go. Cindy, Eric, didn't you have something to do this morning? Tomorrow morning, I have my appointment starting at 7:30. So yeah, no coffee talk tomorrow in the morning. It will be my goal to do something later in the day, but we're not going to meet it at 8 a.m. tomorrow for the simple fact that my tuchus is spoken for. I do have to tape the Science of It segments this morning, but that starts at 9:30. So we're able to do the coffee talk and then go from there. All right. Let's look at the kind of overall setup. That front slips through and just kind of reiterates this really nice pattern for us this evening. For tomorrow, high pressure builds in. Even looking ahead to Friday and Saturday, our weather looks good. But during the day Saturday, look out west. This isn't Eli, but something's coming. Hide your heart, girl. Rain chances. Sorry. It wasn't funny. I know it wasn't funny. Either way, this is the part that's going to sting. Look at our weekend forecast here, all right? Saturday, yes. Good stuff, pal. Let's do it. Sunday, let's do laundry. Let's put on some Disney Plus or some Netflix. Clean the pantry. Watch the Pro Bowl in the stands with a poncho or on TV. Dry. I never love talking about rain entering into the picture for a weekend, But there you go. And as I kind of mentioned with the Pro Bowl, right? Like there's a lot going on. So first, Saturday looks good. The Olympic Marathon team trials are taking place right here in Central Florida, and I do think that the weather's going to be good. The humidity will be coming up just a little bit, right? But at least it's dry. So as Barb says, make Saturday count, right? Yeah. Then we get to the Pro Bowl. Oh my God. I don't understand how every single Pro Bowl we get crummy weather. I just don't understand it. But there you go. Another Pro Bowl with less than ideal weather. Man. How does this happen? I'll show you how it's going to happen. During the day Saturday, we will be looking mighty fine. On the right side, we see Central Florida looking good. But out over Texas, out over Louisiana, we're watching this little storm system gear up. And as it fires up, it's going to move that moisture right into Central Florida. Okay? The timing has adjusted a little bit. Previous model runs were going with like morning and midday, and now we're kind of backing that timeline off just a little bit. Now we're looking at more of a afternoon, evening into Monday time frame. So yeah. Now at this point, I'll tell you, there is discussion for the potential of strong to severe storms. I'm monitoring the trends. Okay? But at the moment, I don't see a ton of severe dynamics. Could there be something getting a little strong? It's possible. But either way, Sunday is not looking great. Now, I'll tell you, because I'm sure, and as I'm kind of like just skimming through the comments, I'm sure that you're wanting to know the timeline. This is our high-resolution futurecast, and our high-resolution futurecast for now basically goes through Friday evening. So I don't have high-resolution futurecast for you. What I can do, though, is I can share with you the lower resolution, longer range futurecast, which there's Sunday lunchtime. Okay, so if we just back this up, Sunday morning, rain is falling. Anyway, Sunday morning, watching that moisture out in the Gulf, and then by lunchtime into the afternoon, it's kind of funneling through our area. And then midnight into Monday. And then Monday, notice, waking up with some showers, pockets of heavy rain, staying pretty wet through Monday, and Tuesday, and yada, yada, yada. So that's our futurecast. Let's look at the GFS model. Okay, there's Saturday. So Sunday morning, so there's 9, 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. It's warm, quiet morning, but the GFS is now trying to bring that moisture in. There's 2:30, and then crossing through Central Florida afternoon into the evening, and then keeping some moisture around for our Monday. So that's the GFS. The European, same idea now, right? Like they've definitely come into some agreement. Brad says the LRC got this storm system right. You said in December to watch around 2.7. Awesome, right? I mean, now that we're dialing this in, we're able to start using our cycling weather patterns to kind of apply to this, which we also know the 17th through the 21st is going to be another window. But anyway, there's the European kind of showing even later, like afternoon into evening rainfall. So for timeline purposes, definitely looking at rains around for the Pro Bowl. Not ideal. Yeah. Chris is saying the euro looks stronger slightly. Yeah, the problem is, if you just take this at face value, the first thing that stands out to me is the fact that, temperatures are going to be in the 70s. And if it slides into an afternoon time frame on Sunday, you're going to get a little more instability, so you could get into some storms. If it was coming in the morning still, that instability would be less. So there's that. And then, of course, there's the SIPs, which y'all have kind of, we've kind of tracked this together for Sunday. All right, so we've got that dialed up. Let's just pop the SIPs up for, is it day 5 at this point? Yeah. So there's day 5. The SIPs is still illustrating the threat for some strong to severe storms. And it's even throwing up some analogs going back to 2010, 1987, 93, 93, 95, which is kind of funny, like, El Nino type patterns. But it's still showing a 15% threat for severe weather, which would put us under a level 2 or slight risk for strong to severe storms. So it's still day 5. These Storm Prediction Center has not highlighted our area. So just so that you know, the Storm Prediction Center highlights day 1, day 2, day 3. Okay, then they do like a 4 through 6 outlook. And usually when you're at a 15% or a slight risk for strong to severe storms, they usually highlight that out as being there. They have not done it yet. So they're waiting, but it's one of those situations where SIPS is looking at all the meteorological data, trying to figure it out. It is definitely going more of a straight line wind thing than anything. I was just looking at the skew tees for it off the air, and they look like they're very. So we'll just kind of have to continue to watch the progression of this. But it's important to note that we're talking about a storm system. We're talking about a storm system that has not really evolved at all yet, right? Like here's the national map. Hasn't even evolved. So we'll keep our eyes on it. But for you and I, all we need to know is that this weekend, Saturday's looking good, Sunday's not looking so good. Okay. As far as rainfall numbers, by the way, the Euro's definitely coming in hotter with more rainfall, but they're both backing off just a little bit. I think that we're just, if I'm honest with you, I think that both models are just trying to figure it out. Big surprise, right? Chris points out, and it's true, harder to predict something that has not yet started to form. I know I love making chicken Vesuvio from pebbles, and my brain knows how good it tastes. But until I start cooking it, until I start smelling it, until it's starting to come together, my body isn't like, oh, baby, we're ready for that thing, right? So think of the same thing meteorologically, okay? So I know it's early, but we call ourselves, interestingly enough, first warning weather, and I'm just giving you the first warning, the next weather thing, Sunday. All right? Julie, we need the rain, don't we? My grass is looking like it needs it. So for the year, let's just check. Eli's coming, hide your heart, girl. You better hide your heart. Okay, we're not doing terribly. Granted, it's the end of the first month of the year, but there you go. Sonia, I haven't gotten to Super Bowl Sunday yet. We'll get there. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. Yeah. So, yeah. Now, you bring up the fact that your grass needs it, that your grass is a little dry. I'll point out the Keach-Byram Drought Index. Now, this time of year, it's the dry season, right? The soil, dry or not, determines the concerns for wildfires and things like that. Thankfully, the Keach-Byram Drought Index is looking nice and damp, okay? But atmospherically, with low relative humidities, etc., it's a moderate fire danger index. Now, that said, there are controlled burns once again today that are scheduled. I'll point out we did have a couple of controlled burns yesterday. First one, this was a big one over in southern Sumter County. Now, whether or not that's still burning, it was 2,000 plus acres yesterday. probably still smoldering at the least. And then over in Volusia County, had a controlled burn up near Barberville that was blowing smoke, and this morning basically would be blowing smoke over toward like the northern Volusia and Flagler border. Now, the reason I point this out is because one thing that we can do is we can plug in the fires and the like into our Futurecast model, okay? So this is the smoke forecast for this morning with a kind of a west wind, but with that weak front that's sliding through, we're going to shift around to more of a northwest wind. So the reason that I say this, like there's 10 a.m. and you can kind of see that wind change. And Futurecast is at least thinking that we'll kind of fan up some more of this smoke. So areas that did not see smoke yesterday very well may see some smoke today from those smoldering fires. All right. So the reason that I point this out is just through the day today, like southern Volusia, you can see into the tourist district may have some smoke plumes. And I was just checking, and at least for now, like St. John's River Basin, Sanford into Seminole County may have some smoke plumes later this afternoon into this evening. So don't be surprised if we see that from the big wildfires that we had yesterday, in addition to any others. I was just checking the burn authorizations, and there's a couple of them out there. But just keep that in mind. May have some more smoke kind of working into the mix yet again today. Annie says that explains my nose. Oh, yeah, for sure. Air quality yesterday got down a little bit in Orlando. Let's check the live measurements today. I think it's pretty good. Yeah, it's still good. Now, down into Polk County makes sense. It makes sense, right, that Polk County would have some lowered air quality because that fire is here in southern Sumter County, and as the winds are kind of blowing it down that direction, we may have some of that. So that, I love it when, when things line up perfectly, right? But that definitely lines up there. So through the day today, I would expect Polk, Osceola, parts of Volusia, and even perhaps into Brevard County getting into some of that smoke later on. All right. Ryan, Eric, your wedding guy from yesterday. Looks like we have no better news for 4 p.m. Sunday. I have no idea, Ryan, what you're talking about. Your wedding guy from What are we talking about? Huh? Let's see here. Eric, Sean is asking, is it normal for the Pollen to be up and running already? Our red car was covered in yellow yesterday. You're not wrong. My car's doing the same thing. Anytime you get some sunshine and some warmer temperatures, spring is going to try to sprung. Let's just check. I haven't even checked to see, like, the allergen counts here recently. Hold on. Stand by. The website that I used to use may not be up and running right now, so let's see. He asked about rain for his wedding yesterday. Oh, rain for his wedding yesterday. Outside at 4. That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, we'll have to check that. We're going to keep eyes on it. So remember, today Futurecast goes through, but we don't quite get there. Oh, yeah. So our pollen levels are high, by the way. Big surprise. Yeah. I would actually venture to say we are the highest allergens in the entire country right now. So that's fun. Yeah, an outdoor wedding, 4 p.m. Sunday. Yeah, today it's a bit soggier, Cindy. You're right. Yep. Denise says, well, I guess I'll see if I can sneak an inflatable boat into the Pro Bowl. Oy vey. Well, just bring the poncho, for goodness sake. You'll be fine. But yeah, it's definitely looking and trending a little bit wetter. Yeah. My windshield is almost solid yellow with pollen yesterday. Yeah. Anna says, allergy count has to be high. I'm having allergies all this week. For sure. Yeah, for sure. I 100% am on the same page with you. It's not fun. It's not fun. Barb's asking, any chance we'll still get a hard freeze? There's some chapters of cool ahead. Have to see how it plays out. No hard freeze, though, on our 7-day forecast at all. Yeah. Yeah, Debbie. High. That's where the allergen count is. The pollen count is. High, period. Paragraph, end of story. Yeah. So there you go, friends. 7-day forecast showing some climbing temperatures into Saturday, and then Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, we start with the rain. I also want to add, though, that looking ahead, and we haven't gone, let's see, no, we'll do that. Let's do this. Oh, hold on. Stand by. I want to go to, and we did this yesterday, I want to go to the super long range model, the CFS, which goes way out. All right. And I want to. All right. So this is the CFS. Let me make it a little smaller for you. This is off pivotalweather.com. Like, just trying to show some data here. All right. So let me just get this like lined up. This is the CFS model. Okay. Perfect. All right. I want to go to, that's February 14th. So another, like the next big part of the cycling weather pattern is going to be anywhere from like the 17th. That's the 15th, the 16th. Watching the Gulf of Mexico. I'm just going to slide this just a little bit here so you can see more of the Gulf. I'll make it smaller that way. You can see not only the Gulf, but also the banner. There we go. And we'll give Pivotal Weather credit. It's their website, for goodness sake. Okay, so this top left corner, valid 2024, February 18th, 12Z. That's the morning of the 18th. See that storm system in the Gulf of Mexico firing up? 18th into the 19th. That is a pretty big part of the cycling weather pattern. This is the part of the weather pattern that brought Miami hurricane force winds. South Florida hurricane force wind gusts, and then eventually brought like 3.5 inches of rain to Central Florida. So after this weekend storm system, we're going to be watching this like 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th time frame for another significant storm system. And this one, to me, looks much more impactful for the state of Florida in previous cycles. So to me, this is definitely going to be one of those things we're going to have to watch. All right? So that's way out there, right? It's the 31st, but the CFS is initializing it and using our cycling weather pattern. We know that that's playing out. So we'll have to keep tabs on it, right? As I said, we're going to be entering into February in the more active weather pattern. So we see very clearly Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, we start kicking that up. And remember, talking about entering into February, our weather pattern just by itself, the weather pattern we know through cycling is going to be more active. Notice though, too, I've got on the notes here, the spring tornado season begins. Being that we're in an El Nino year, we're going to have to watch those parts of the pattern, and that's like 17th, 18th, 19th time frame. That's going to be a big one. I think that's going to be one of the bigger parts of the cycling weather pattern. Mickey says, "Oh, it's that storm system. Looked like a tropical wannabe in December, right?" And it brought the 3 inches of rain, 3.5 inches of rain to Orlando, brought those hurricane force wind gusts to South Florida, kind of fired up a low over South Florida, and then worked up the East Coast. That's the 17th, 18th, 19th storm system. Also, notice during the month of February, our average high is where it is now, 73. By the end of February, though, our average high temperature climbs to 77. So this is where we start to bring those temperatures up just a little bit. Yeah, so that'll be an interesting one to track. That'll definitely be an interesting one to track. All right. So questions about it. That's an interesting little part of the weather pattern there. And Jeremy and I have already been talking about it. We were looking at here. Let me pull it up for you because this is Coffee Talk and that's just what we do. Let me pull up the November. It was November. The first version of it was November. Was it the 14th? Here, I'll pull it up. Stand by. All right, so this is the weather graphic, the weather pattern for December 14th, or excuse me, November 14th, okay? Cool, so there's that, all right? Watching this low out in the Gulf of Mexico, okay? Next day, low gets to Florida. Next day, firing up a low over South Florida. Next day, low rides up the east coast of Florida and then starts to pull away. So that's the November version of this. If we look at the version after that, it would be January 3rd. So let's go to January 1st and just kind of watch the evolution. Old front, low forming in the Gulf of Mexico, crossing right over the peninsula. January 3rd into the 4th. All right. So there you go. There you go. Always interesting. Always interesting. The more we get into the forecast meat and potatoes, the more it is interesting. Is the BSR indicating the storm system? You know, I haven't even checked. Let's hold on. Y'all always quizzing me, always making me work. Hold on. All right, BSR. When did I say that was? It was like the 19th. Hold on. We'll just do the 17th. Should be like the 31st. Should be like yeah, right there, right there. Right there. There it is. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, the last frames of the BSR shows the storm system in the Gulf of Mexico. Holy crow, isn't that hilarious? That's a key part of the weather pattern, my friends. You can bet your bottom dollar that we will be adding and including that in our hurricane season forecast. Good times. All right. Questions, comments, concerns, anything. My volume is low. Is it low, y'all? It doesn't. Hello. I mean, it doesn't look too low. Is it low? Caroline says it's low. Evelyn, my daughter's having a water slide kind of birthday on the 24th of February. Can you look out that far? We're working on it. I'm finding like pockets of the pattern right now. I haven't put the whole thing together. I did crank the volume up just a little bit if it helps. Yeah. Brian, in comparing the two storm systems coming from Texas this weekend versus the second one coming mid-February, when they fully fire up, will either be tropical or subtropical in nature? I mean, no, we're still in winter. I don't expect that to be the case for now. They're storm systems, though, nonetheless, and when they cycle back through, that will be a thing. All right, so I cranked it up a little bit. We're good. Very good. It gets lower when you switch to the full screen on yourself. Why? That's so weird. Nothing changes. Nothing changes on any of these settings, so I don't know why that would be the case. Was low during their cycle explanation. That's so weird. I don't know why that's the case. All right, well, we cranked it up. All is good now. Full screen on yourself. It's just so weird because, like, I'm looking. None of the settings are any different. So why would that be any different? I don't know. My apologies. All right, so that's kind of where we're at. I've chatted with Jeremy. We need to just get some time to do it, so we'll work on that at some point the next couple of days. I'll also add that we're hard at work, and this, the month of February is usually when we finish the hurricane season forecast. We're definitely getting there. We're definitely getting there. March the 1st, though, is when my hair is a mess today. March the 1st is when we publish the hurricane season forecast. So for anybody that's interested, March the 1st, we're going to be doing this thing. Jeremy will be on Coffee Talk that day, whether or not he's ready for it, and we will publish that day. If you followed along, you probably have a decent idea about some of the hot spots, though, so that's good. Yeah. All right. Questions, comments, concerns. I will also add that, again, tomorrow morning, I've got an appointment at 7:30. That's going to take me until like 9:30. So no morning coffee talk tomorrow. I will do something later on. All right? I will. I promise I will. Jamie says Jeremy would be a good person for a drive-thru. He would, because honestly, like, we've talked to him many times on here, but we've never chatted just about who he is. Maybe I can get him to, like, the week before we put out our hurricane forecast. I can get him on and just kind of be like, all right, before we do this publicly, let's not talk to each other about the science stuff. Let's just get to know Jeremy. Maybe I can get him to do that. I'll ask him. But certainly we've done many projects together, and I think that that's going to continue. Tiffany says, why not take us along? Listen, I always leave something on the table. Always leave something. Always dangle a carrot. You gotta always dangle that carrot, y'all. Right? Maybe I'm crazy. Mickey says March the 1st is a Friday, so he is Coffee Talk drive-through guest that day for sure. Yes, that's going to be a special event, though. We're not doing a drive-through that day. It's going to be hurricane season forecast. Yeah. No, don't leave money on the table, but always leave something else. Chris was asking if he can forecast my hurricane forecast. You can draw your own hotspot. I don't want to see it. Actually, I mean, I don't really care. You guys can do whatever you do. You guys have your Coffee Talkers Facebook group. Y'all can make your own hurricane forecasts. That's fine. Jeremy and I are going to put ours together, but if you guys want to try, go for it. Susan, did you ever get your fancy cup replaced? No, I'm still fighting with them. Andy says, I can't tell if this is the first time this message came, so thank you for being such a great aviation nerd Saturday with those kids at SFB. You did great. Your candor about always perfect. Thank you, Andy. Thank you. Saturday was wonderful, and I love it. I love it so much. I hope they have me back out for years to come, and ironically, my appointment tomorrow is at the Sanford Airport because I need to get my badge. I got my fingerprints done, and tomorrow I have to do training and get my badge. Then I can go take airplanes out. That's so fun. So anyway, that's where I'll be tomorrow, ironically. But thank you for the kind words. Thank you very much. What's going on with my mug? The darn thing's broken, and I'm fighting with their customer service to get the warranty replaced. That's all. You should get in connection with a coffee company to create your own blend. Wouldn't that be funny? Like Barney's Coffee, the Burris blend. It'll punch you right in the stomach and wake you the heck up. Dunkin'. It's going to get you. You're going to feel like you dunked your head in a bowl of hot water and wake you right up. It'd be cold water would wake you up, right? I don't know. Starbucks Burris blend. Hit that Burris coffee. I don't know. Whatever. That'd be funny. Why do I need my own blend, though? I drink my Pilone. Oh, well. All right. Any questions? So we know we've got a couple of great days of weather ahead. Groundhog Day Friday. We cannot forget that. I will try. I think that he does his thing prior to... If I remember, he does his thing. Sweet little guy. I believe he does his thing prior to Coffee Talk, and if so, I'll try to live stream it. Does he see his shadow? Does he not see his shadow? What direction do we go? By the way, to add context to this real fast, the forecast for Punxsutawney Phil. There it is. I put the forecast together. Mostly cloudy skies, but there's going to be TV cameras and stuff. So how does this play out? Karen, you said you were going to do something with Ben. When is that happening? Oh, he and I are working on a corporate project. Not on camera, off camera. We're working on a corporate project. Betty says about 7:20. Yeah, so I'll try to live stream it. No problem. No promises now, but I'll try. Steph says today's the last day to get Pilone BOGO at Publix. Oh, baby, did I get some of that over this weekend. We spent a couple of dollars on the Pilone. Sonia says he always sees his shadow because of the... Yeah. Is there an R on the end of winter on the Groundhog Day graphics? Oh, on the one before this? It may have been cut off just in this box. Yeah, it's there. It's just when I put it in this box, it may have gotten cut off, which means that box is not quote-unquote title safe. So there's that. Well, for the next graphics package, wink, we'll have to fix that. Yep. Will he see his shadow because of the lights? See, that's it. And do we know if he saw his shadow? Like, this whole thing is just hilarious to me. So anyway, Groundhog Day's Friday. All right. So we know we've got some nice weather right through Groundhog Day in Central Florida. But then we've got some rain. All right. Questions, comments, concerns? Okay. I am not on TV today, at least live. I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff on the back end, and I'm taping the Science of It segments. So, good. I'm going to head over to the Science Center here in a couple of minutes. We good? Are we good? We good. Be the sunshine in someone else's day. Thank you all for hanging out for Coffee Talk. My allergies are kicking my tuchus today. Lucas is asking, is this weekend's weather looking severe? There's some indicator, but it doesn't stand out to me yet. So we'll watch, we'll track. Don't worry. I'm not going to ever hype it. Like, I'll tell you if I see something. At the moment, I don't really see much, but we'll watch and see how it plays out. Sound good? Sound good. All right, be good, y'all. Take care. With all those lights, he may close his eyes. He doesn't see a shadow if his eyes are closed the whole time, right? It's like if a tree falls in the woods. Does it make a noise? Anyway, be the sunshine. See y'all tomorrow morning. No, I won't see you. See you tomorrow after my appointment.